C10 Talk, episode 109. Adam Pilate. Who the hell is Adam Pilate? Adam's Polishes. From a kid that started off detailing bikes to now running one of the world leaders in the car care industries. That's who Adam Pilate is.
We're sort of the humble servant of car care, you know? Hey, what are you fighting right now? I'm fighting these swirl marks. I'm fighting this. I got this pet odor in my car. I got these blue jeans stain on my tan leather. Like, we're not here to just tell you that we're the greatest chemicals in the world. We're here to say, hey, can we help you? How do we help you?
Damn, son.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 Truck podcast. Here's your host, Ronnie Wetch.
All right. C10 Nation. What a rad dude. Adam Pilate. I tell you what, man, stoked that I got to interview him. And I wish I would have jumped on it earlier. You know, I met him at the 48-hour ride tech, Barrett Jackson. And I could tell what kind of guy he was, but his passion, his story, it's so contagious. And I love getting behind people and companies that have this type of story. So it's cool to bring it to you, the C10 Nation. It's cool to hear it. And in today's, age, these type of companies get bought up, chewed up, and spit out. And with a little bit of luck and a shit ton of hard work, and it seems like he's still just cranking. It reminds me of, like, even when Reno was here the other day, AccuAir, from the outside, you kind of feel like, oh man, these guys have it. They've got it made. They're successful. They jumped the shark. They're in it. They're done. But they have to keep grinding, and they have to keep selling product. They have to keep working. They have to keep pushing the envelope, because once you're a top level company, then people, the target that you were chasing before is now on your back. And so you have to continue to hustle. And guys like Adam and Reno, they're that way. So Adam is an inspiration, and we tried to sit down, we couldn't, and I'm a little apologetic here on the audio. It's not as crisp and clean as I would have liked it, but hey, he's at an airport, and I said, dude, let's just make this happen. I had him for like an hour, and I wanted to just sit down, knock it out, and make it happen, because then we're just pushing back, and what I think we'll do is, once he gets, maybe I can hit him up here, and I can get him down to the studio, or when he's in at Barrett next, we'll get some more tech out of him, and we'll do some face-to-face and maybe some video or something where we can really jump into the C10 Nation specific style of stuff. And I did talk to one of his employees, Joe, and then Calvin, who's a friend, and they're both pretty with the C10 community, the patina, and so we're going to work on some stuff. I did talk to Joe today about it as well. So bottom line is, Adam is just probably one of those, really just a high-level dude, just a guy who sets a very high standard for himself and probably for his employees, but yet his employees will follow because of his work ethic, his knowledge, his passion. And again, that's why it's fun to get behind people like that. He's doing us a solid 15% off through the end of September, so October 1st, 15% off. Use the code C10TALK, and anything you want from Adam's Polishes, you can order it up. Put in the code, and you'll get 15% off and free shipping. So depending on how big that order is, you're going to get hooked up pretty well, because free shipping on something like that could obviously be, it's a big deal. So, look it over, look at some of the different stuff that we talked to them about. And, some of the different detail sprays, obviously a must. So many different things. Their daily driver detailing bucket. Check it out. So adamspolishes.com, 15% off for the C10 Nation. Just use the code C10TALK, and free shipping through the end of September. So you've got a little over a month here. See what you want, grab it, and let's support them for, doing what they do. And I look forward to a good working relationship with these guys. They're awesome. However we can support them, we're going to do it. We've got a few things going ourselves. I got the new retro decal. Check that out. These are all at c10nation.com. And I got the new C10 Talk retro decal. I got 6 new shirts coming out. Damn, son. 6 new shirts. So 2 C10 Talks and 4 Nations. Now, I will tell you that the Nations are year specific. So we're trying to hook up everybody. They are close, and they will be ready for C10s in the trailer park. I wonder if Terry's going to kill me every time I say that. C10s in the park, which is going to be September 15th in the Waxahachie, Texas. What a good time. They had, I think it was 600, 650 last year. He capped it off at 850. Now, he's going to have about 900 this year. I think he had to make a little bit more room because of the C10 Triple Crown. So the C10 Triple Crown is Brothers, it's C10s in the park, and Dino's. So they were full so fast that by the time Brothers show happened, if anybody who didn't know about the Triple Crown said, well, how am I going to go ahead and get on board with C10s in the park? So he had to make some room. He did it. If you're interested in doing the run, we're going to be rolling out. I know there's a few of us on Thursday the 13th. We're going to drive El Paso, maybe a little bit further, and then we'll head on over all the way up to Dallas, hang out with the ArcLight boys. And then I know Hills has got something going, and then we'll be all hanging out in the parking lot. It's like the Hobby Lobby. And then get ready for Saturday, which is C10s in the park. And then Sunday, just a reminder, is C10 Intervention. So that's one thing that John dropped, Lower Carlos, and C10 Club Sacramento's got going on. So I think I'll reach out to them and give you guys a little update on what's going on with that show, because that's going to be the first year and a new show. So check out the website. I'll post everything up, but we got 6 new shirts. Those will be ready for C10s in the park. Remember to share the pod, like the pod, and give us a review. We like that, and we like to see that. I'm going to, sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't. I'm going to knock out a few here. I think I'm figured out kind of where I'm at. Great show, 5 stars by Dodge Dude 85. Great show, love this guy and all the brothers in the C10 community. Bought my first C10 after C10s in the park this year, and can't wait to take it to next year, which for us, that's just right around the corner. Coming up, I might have read that one. Let's try this one. Big Nick, C10 Club LA, which is C10 Club Louisiana. 5 stars, keep it up. Been with y'all since episode 1. Keep it up. C10 Club Louisiana. Love C10 Talk. Only podcast I listen to. Big Nick. Big Nick will probably be out there as well. C10's in the trailer park. Always look forward to seeing him and his wife. Good times, good people. This is amazing. 5 stars. Thank you, Miami 65 fan. So I don't know if he likes the Dolphins, but he's Miami 65 fan. 5 stars. This is amazing. Just started listening a few months ago. Just bought an 85 long bed and was looking for ideas and good information about what parts to use. I didn't get it. I got way more. So much useful information and good stories, not just boring parts and old truck talk. You learn a lot and are entertained. We'll be a long-time listener. Thank you for what you do. Miami 65 fan, 5 stars. Thanks, my brother. Appreciate it. One more real quick, pretty easy one here. Cheyenne, C30 Cheyenne, 5 stars. Great podcast. Well put. I might even have read that one. I really need to bookmark these. I think I might have read those, but those guys got double duty if I did already. You guys, we appreciate you taking the time to rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen. Remember, we're on Spotify now. We're on YouTube. You can listen to us on Google Play. The other day, I did have somebody reach out about Google Play, and he said it wasn't on there. I checked, and it looked like everything was on there except for the last couple. So I need to research that a little bit if you do listen on Google Play. iTunes is always the easiest. And worst case scenario, www.c10talk.com. www.c10talk.com is always easy as well. A few things going on in the garage over here, trying to get Yellowstone ready for C10s in the park. Finally doing the Holley throttle body, the Terminator. Finally adding the 4L80. So I'm going to put some tech together on that, but we've got 87 sending units. We've got the 4L80. Going to have to shorten up the drive line. The Terminator. I got the new GC cooling, which is the fans on the CR Racing radiator. You saw that thing. OMG, that thing is bad to the bone. So what else here? Looking to clean it up, a little Holley intake. I'm working on some valve covers. We'll see if that happens. Going to really clean it up. Try to clean Yellowstone's engine bay, and just kind of make that whole thing look super sexy. and then, with the throttle body and the overdrive, and just lay it down low and cruise it all the way to Texas. So we're leaving on September 13th. We'll be taking the 10. So the old kind of the eastbound and down again, 2.0 for the year. We'll be rolling on the 10, and then we'll bump up on the 20, and then head over to Dallas. So a lot going on here. What else do I have for my notes? One thing I do have written down here, not to get too political or crazy what's going on in our country, but Senator John McCain. Obviously, I'm from Arizona, and being an Arizonian for a long time, I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. McCain, or Senator McCain, I should say. He came by the fire station, and pretty cool to have met him. What a great man, and it's kind of fitting with Adam. I'm not comparing Adam to Senator McCain. I'm just saying that great men. It's easy to like, it's easy to look up to, and it's easy to admire great men. And these men set high standards. Senator McCain, the Maverick, just a legend. I think as time goes on, with politics, his legacy will continue to grow like no other. And here in Arizona, we always come back to like Barry Goldwater. He's our great, he's the greatest politician that's ever lived in Arizona. It seems like he had one run for presidency, and he lost, and Senator McCain had 2 runs and lost. But boy, oh boy, man, he put up a good fight, and it's pretty crazy to think that what I did see was George W. and President Obama. So President George W. and President Obama are both delivering eulogies for Senator McCain. So R.I.P. Senator McCain, and I'll definitely tell you from my point of view, I always looked up to the guy. Tough to be in politics, but that guy really tried to get along with everybody and tried to make things work. And I think sometimes that's what politics is all about. You're not always going to get what you want. It's kind of like having siblings, but you just got to get along. And anymore in this country, it doesn't seem like we're all that good at that. So I'm selling my 75, so I did pick up those 2 Blazers. Anybody interested in a 75 K5? So that's the last year of the topless full vert. It came from Missouri, and then the more I dug, it looks like it was actually from Austin, Texas. So I think it spent a lot of its time in Texas, made its way to Missouri, and then made its way over here. So a little bit, I think from the people that are east of the Mississippi or a little bit out there, they probably don't think it's as much as we do here in Arizona. We're spoiled. Cali, spoiled. Texas, probably in between. And then, this is the dry states, New Mexico, and so on and so forth. So if you guys know anybody looking for a 75 K5 Blazer, hit me up, DM me, C10 Talk. You can send me an email, Ronnie at C10 Talk, and I'll let them know. So rather than popping in my commercials on this episode, I'm just going to kind of give a shout out to those that support us, and hope that you'll do the same for them. And then you can just listen to Adam, the whole time. It's not the longest interview because I didn't have him that long, but you'll enjoy it because it's I'm not going to interrupt you at all. So let's get right to it. azproperformance.com. Travis, hopefully you were able to check out the sponsor spotlight. You guys, when I did those sponsor spotlight, I was just trying to give you, don't get me wrong, I want to give them the audience, but I want to give you, the consumer, the listener, the knowledge of what's out there. And of course, I'm going to do that with our sponsors, but no different than, for example, Adam's Polishes. Adam's currently not a sponsor. Be cool if they were, but they're not. And I want to give you the information that's out there for your truck, for your hobby and your passion. So it's not always about just sponsorship. So look to these guys, look at what they have, check out their website, Pro Performance. Email or website is AZ Pro Performance. And they really are the truck specialist. I always like to say with Travis and the boys is, if you're looking to upgrade on something that's not stock and you want to change something that was stock, then you need to call AZ Pro. You need to call Pro Performance, talk to Travis, talk to Nick. They are top dealer for AccuAir, for Bear, Dakota Digital, Boyd Welding, Curry Enterprises, and so much more. And they're branching off into the OBS stuff as well. So I do need to get over there and get a drop kit for my OBS, but OBS is obviously the next transition. So if you need OBS parts, you need C10 parts. They've been in the business for 5 years, and they've been in the C10 world for over 20. Check out Travis's Suburban. He's building for SEMA right now. I know it's been kind of all over the place right now. He's got the chassis one spot. He's got the body one spot, but he's in that hustle and bustle getting ready for SEMA. They got tons of knowledge, and they're just really good dudes. I've had people reach out to me quite a bit and say, hey, I really enjoyed talking with those guys. I really enjoyed buying parts from those guys. Tell them that I sent you over. They'll send you a shirt and, whatever else, and they'll take really good care of you. So check them out, azproperformance.com. Brothers Trucks. Brothers Trucks been behind us from the very beginning. Jim and Steve, the brothers that started it all over 20 years ago, they're your number one source for 1947 through 87 Chevy and GMC restoration parts. I've been buying parts for these guys for 20 years. When I first got into it, hit up Brothers, it was a no-brainer. So I've got a great relationship with these guys. They're good dudes. Their company, John, you listen to the sponsor spotlight. John Lawrence is your go-to. You buy a part, you find it on there. You're not sure how to put it in, check out their DIY videos. They got a ton of videos, help you install it. If they don't have it, get a hold of John, ask him, he'll get it. So you just reach out to John at brotherstrucks.com, and let him know. You can go over to their website. You can check out their new and improved website, which is nice. And you can sign up for their seasonal flyers, which is always nice because they have sales. Their catalog, you'll get a catalog. And then, like Steve had talked about, their newsletter. So find out different current events and things that are going on. 20 years their show and shine's been going on. 20 years. It's crazy to see that thing blow up. It'll be interesting to see if they return back for the 21st. Steve alluded to it that they were looking for a new venue. So if you know for a venue that you can hold the 700, 800 trucks in SoCal, reach out to those guys as well. So if you need any kind of new restoration parts, 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC, brotherstrucks.com. Marquet, another great sponsor spotlight, is hooking us up. So if you had a chance to listen to that one spotlight, JD talked a little bit about this, a little bit about that, but the one thing that I tell you we did talk about was for all you square body guys, how about some new side molding from Marquet? They're working on it. It'll be out. It's going to be premiering in SSO2 in Royal Purple's booth for Joe Yezzi's truck. And I'll tell you what, man, their side molding is going to be number one. It's going to be the best. I put it up against NOS. And when you factor in costs, it's a no-brainer. Have you seen the cost of some of that NOS stuff? Whether it's, 6772, pre-6772, 60 to 66, square body, whatever it is. Damn, son, that stuff is not cheap. So I'm telling you what, big news. Marquet is going to be working for you square bodies, having that stuff out at the new year. And that stuff is the best. Made right here, USA. It's strong. It's heavy. It's going to be killer stuff. I can't wait, and I can't wait to see it on Joe's truck. And another killer deal for you guys, Marquet is going to hook up the C10 Nation. Lately, I've been getting some different contacts, emails, direct messages. Hey, is there a code for Marquet? Well, if you are looking to do bedwood, bed strips, or any hardware until October 1st, same thing. C10 Talk, you get 10% off. Bedwood, bed strips, bed hardware. Use the code C10 Talk. You're going to save 10% just by using that. Jump on this one, and thank you, Marquet. How about CPP? CPP, you guys have known for a while. We've used a little code there. You got all the different coilover stuff that they offer now. Aaron's saying they're barely keeping it on the shelves for the 63 to 87 guys. Popular stuff for all their coilover stuff. You suspension guys looking to upgrade your suspension, upgrade your brakes, upgrade your steering. You need to be thinking about CPP, Classic Performance. And you already know they give 10% using code C10 Talk at checkout. So look at it, you guys. We're trying to save you money. We're trying to give you the best companies and the best deals out there. So when you're looking at all these different companies, compare them. Look at what they have. Look at their pricing. And save. Save big by being in the C10 Nation, by using code C10 Talk, and you're going to save. And Adam's jumping right on board with this, so it's pretty awesome. Remember, you guys, follow all of these sponsors on Instagram, social media, Facebook. They run different specials, and sometimes they tell me and sometimes they don't. So if you're following along, you're gonna find out what's on sale, what's not. And remember, again, support those that support us. I hope you guys have a great week. Again, thank you so much, Adam, for the time. Thank you for you guys for sharing the podcast, listening to the podcast, and leaving us a review. Late. We are back. Adam Patali, founder, chief detailer, Adam's Polishes. Adam, how's it going, man?
Oh, but I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me on your show, too. This is an honor.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. You guys out there in C10ville, C10 Nation. We've been talking to Adam, and, I met Adam the first time was at Barrett Jackson when they were doing the 48-hour build. And I'll tell you what, man, this guy, I feel like I'm revving pretty high RPM, high charged, kind of just moving and shaking. And I'm going to say that Adam, I could take a few lessons from him. The guy is a natural showman in a positive way. He's selling, he's working it. You were dressed, real well. You had it. You have the package, and I think that really kind of when you hear the story in a guy's occupation, or you hear, if you're passionate about something, you're never going to work a day in your life. Now, I know you're working your ass off, and we've kind of been trying to get a hold of you. You're moving and shaking. You've been in like 6 states just in the last couple of weeks that we've talked. You do a really amazing job with your company and the brand, and it wouldn't be that way if it wasn't for the man at the top. So I feel like when you look at people that you respect and you admire, Adam, you're that guy, especially because you are a business owner who, like people say, I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't ask my people to do. I would do it myself.
Well, that's huge props, man. I really appreciate that. That's humbling. Thank you. Well, and it's true. I have not worked a day in my life, man. I'm sitting here right now talking to you. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. I flew into town for a quick Corvette racing event here at the Speedway, and now I'm flying to Carlisle, Pennsylvania for another big, actually the Corvettes at Carlisle show. So, and yes, I am on the road like crazy, but can you believe that I've been doing what I've been doing since I was 10 years old? I started cleaning bikes and washing cars for a living in 1980. I wasn't even 10 years old yet, and I've been able to do what I love forever. I'll be 47 years old here shortly, so 30. I can say that I've been doing what I've been doing for 37 years. And it fits. I'm such a nut about this. I was out teaching everyone how to polish out swirl marks and put ceramic coatings on their race cars today at the track all morning. And it's just, I'm not like, oh gosh, I'm so tired, that was rough. Like, no, that was awesome. And I made tons of friends, and and I don't even have anybody in my company that I can send out to do this kind of crazy stuff, like a 4-hour spot on the way to Pennsylvania from Colorado. I got to stop in Des Moines real fast to do a quick I get to do this for a living. How blessed am I? I'm fortunate as heck that I get to do this. It's such instant gratification. You sit there, you turn around, you make something beautiful, you make it shiny, get rid of swirl marks, you get rid of all the brown crap on the tires and make them look perfect and tight, polish up aluminum, make them look like new dimes. That's really pretty rewarding, and the fact that I'm able to make a living on it and raise my family with it is fortunate. I'm so grateful.
Well, speaking about family, tell us just a little bit, because we don't have a lot of time. But who is Adam? Who is growing up? You talked about you started before you were 10. We did get a little bit of a taste of you and your dad and the relationship you had in First Ride Friday. Real quick, who is Adam?
Oh, buddy, I guess. I grew up in Southern California. And I had the opportunity to live in an area that was really a sort of a target-rich environment for cleaning and detailing. That made it easy. But parents got divorced when I was about 9 years old, and my mom started dating some guy that was a cyclist. He comes over after a 100-mile bike ride, and the bike ride was in the rain. The guy had a filthy bike, and he left it in our garage. And while he was gone, I went ahead and turned around and detailed out his bike. I had to rerun a new derailleur cable for him. He had laid the bike down and screwed up all the handlebar tape, and so I retaped the handlebars for him. And he comes back, and he's a doctor at Allergan Pharmaceuticals, where my mom was the receptionist. Anyway, this guy goes back and tells the whole entire company that I'm this prodigy, manual laborer bike cleaner kid, right? So, well, guess what? They have a 150-person cycling team at Allergan Pharmaceuticals. So suddenly my mom's bringing home another bike for me to detail every day. So my whole world, who am I? I was kind of formed by the fact that I was able to add value to bikes, clean stuff up. I was never that good at sports. I'm not that coordinated, to be honest with you. So I just worked, and it kind of got me through the little bit sad times. I'm the oldest of 3 kids, and parents get divorced, kind of a drag. You go through those down and out times. So I just worked, man. And I came home every day after school, and I'd work a whole bunch. And I would find myself feeling pretty well rewarded. And really, I felt sort of like that. That was my therapy. So I was able to maintain sort of a clear head by cleaning things, and first bicycles and start washing cars and everything, doing all this stuff. And, it's just been, the way things went. I didn't really get involved in too many serious relationships or anything like that. Even through college, I just kind of kept my head down and just kind of worked through it. And then after that, finally after living in my warehouse for years, I lived in a warehouse at the railroad tracks in Redondo Beach, shortly after I started this business. And, it's not exactly a great spot to pull chicks. I was definitely not cool like that, but it was one of those things, so I just kind of stayed busy, kept my head down, and really worked hard until so far really, but at least until I met my wife, who I met her in 2005. The business was 5 years old then, and then we got married in 2007, and 2008 we had our first baby, and now we have 3 kids, 10, 7, and 5, Luca, Cristiano, and Vincenzo. So we got little Enzo, who's our car guy, Cristiano's my little sports guy, and Luca, my daughter. She's just told daddy's little girl, and I'm just smitten to be her dad. So yeah, who is Adam? Adam's a fortunate person. I am blessed beyond belief, and I've been able to do what I love for a living, and now I get a chance to be a dad, and I wish I was home a little bit more. That's one part of my new reality that sucks a little bit, because I've traveled a little bit more than I'd like for business, but again, I'm blessed, so lucky to be doing this for a living, which is not a bad living.
Yeah, it's cool to hear that you are as grateful at what you've already worked for, because you've worked really hard. You've put your, like you said, put my head down, and I just grind and I grind. One thing that when I reflect, I watch a video on, something that you're, displaying or introducing your audience to, your voice it's almost like, because you do it so much, you make it look so damn easy. You make it look like who wants to, like, I don't get up and like a coach is going to be like, all right, you guys need to tackle this guy. He's coming through the middle and you need to tackle him. So this rah spirit speech, you make me want to become a better, maybe not detailer, but just clean things. And so what you're doing is obviously extension of your company and your people. So you make it look easy. Give us a little bit of an evolution of how you went from 2000, you're in Redondo Beach, you started the company, to where it is now, because you really are a social media giant and a car fanatic who's turned a lot of people, on to detailing their stuff at home and making sure we all can do it.
Well, so I'll give you a little bit. First of all, the social media monstrosity that is our awesome social media team is led by a guy named Matt Butcher, and he has a team of about 15 people, and he is absolutely born to do this. The kid is amazing, and I'm a grown up man. Let's be honest. I'm a 1971 model myself, so social media wasn't. I don't know if it was designed to include people that are my vintage, but this kid, Matt, young guy, he gets it. So they're the ones that are doing the social media. I can't claim any of that. All I can do is give them high fives and bonuses, because they just crush it. So that's them. But the other question was, how did we move up and move on? From 2000, I was at the Orange County swap meet selling on weekends, and then we were detailing for Coca-Cola during the week. So that was a pretty long day. We got the Coca-Cola account. Fleets were always my thing. I like doing fleet detailing because you can do a lot of vehicles in one location. In Southern California, driving's awful. So bottom line, being in one spot gives us the ability to do a lot of revenue per stop. When we got the account to detail for Coca-Cola, and we had to start detailing, our timing for that was 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. We had to get through 10 trucks, and we had about 12 hours to do it. And so we had to bring a whole bunch of dudes, and we were taking all the pink off of the oxidized Coke trucks and polishing them and sealing them and making them so that they don't have to paint them. That was the deal. We were saving Coke money by making it so they didn't have to paint the trucks. Well, that lifestyle, and by the way, I lived in my warehouse during that, and I showered at the 24-hour fitness around the corner from me in Manhattan Beach. So that was a lifestyle that was not conducive to any kind of relationship or anything, but it was profitable. That world and that whole reality of working both Saturdays and Sundays at the Orange County swap meet selling stuff, and then working all night every night at the Coke plants. And we'd go to all the different Coca-Cola facilities over Southern California. That was the way that we were able to grow this business, you know. And I'd use all the cash from the weekends that we'd make on selling products. I'd use that cash to pay my guys that were helping me detail the Coke trucks during the week. So it was a kind of this big monstrosity that eventually worked out. It was profitable and it was sustainable, and we had it running. So that was it. And it wasn't until about 2005 that it was such a trip. In 2005, we get this all in the same like week or 2 weeks or maybe month, but it seems like all at the same time. One, Coca-Cola, their fleet department is a union, and they go, hey, we audited your invoices, and we think that we can go ahead and do all this detailing in-house with our union workers, so we're going to go ahead and let you go. So they let us go as their detailer. Well, that was a huge piece of our revenue. It was a big deal for us. And at the same time, Clorox Corporation went on my website, which we just started, and bought like $3,500 worth of stuff. Well, $3,500 worth of stuff was like 10 times our normal daily sales. So I call up this person. Her name is Jessica Diaz, who had placed the order. And I go, hi, yeah, this is Adam. You just placed an order on my website for 18 of our super deluxe mega Mongo kits. She's like, oh yeah. So let me tell you what. I'm like, this is a stolen credit card, right? She's like, no. This is not a stolen credit card. You know, this is real. I'm like, what? Well, okay. Well, what's up? She's like, well, we set up across from me at the swap meet, and we sat there and watched in amazement. We were testing this new product, and it was like this toilet bowl cleaner. There's like a little quick release. You would clean the toilet bowl with a little tool. And then you go to the trash can, you quick release it, and then you throw away that little tool that was on the end of the toilet bowl cleaner. Anyway, I don't even know if it ever made it to market or not. But bottom line, they were testing that across the swap meet across the aisle from us, and they sat there and watched while we just had, we did pretty good business. We had a humming booth. We really had a pretty successful little operation there, and we just watched in amazement as you did that, and we own Armor All, and we would like to consider purchasing your company to go up against McGuire's and Mother's and the other big retail brands. And I'm just like, I'm calling BS, sure, pinch me, will you? This is just impossible. So anyway, it was amazing timing. Clorox engaged us. We went ahead and did this product testing. They want to make sure that our brand had $100 million brand potential. So they put on, they hired JB from, then he was with Fox Sports, now he's with CBS, that big dude who's a commentator on football. You know who JB is if you saw him. Anyway, he's awesome. We did an infomercial together. They had me go all over the country doing demonstrations. Anyway, this was just another piece of the thing that I just got to be grateful for and be ridiculously blessed about is they went ahead and ran tons and tons of infomercials. They put us all over the country in all these stores just to test and see if our brand was even worth buying. And I got all this awesome publicity just by being lucky as heck. Anyway, at the end of the deal, they decided, the CEO ended up having a heart attack. I think his name was Jerry Johnson or something like that. Anyway, he ended up having a heart attack. He lived, but he decided to retire. Then they hired a new CEO at Clorox, who's now who was the vice president at Coca-Cola, ironically. That guy said, okay, I know, crazy.
Yeah,
but anyway,
crazy.
This guy, who would have thought? Well, this guy from Coca-Cola says, you know what? I don't like this Adams polishes. I don't like car care. He sells Armor All. They sold off Armor All. They sold off STP. They own that too. And then they got rid of all the companies that were sort of in the cooker. And they bought Burt's Bees, that big, company with, lip stuff and all that jazz. So they bought Burt's Bees instead. And then just said, hey, no thanks. And I'm like, well, actually, thank you, because you guys just put us on the map. They put all kinds of marketing and all kinds of stuff out. It was just, what luck, right? Anyway, it worked out. It was crazy. It was mega fortunate. We were so lucky. And we ended up taking the ball and just kind of running with it at that point. We just kept on rocking that. We became the official car care products of Corvette. And then we became the official car care products of Camaro. We were licensed by General Motors. And now our stuff is distributed through Chevrolet, GMC, and Cadillac dealerships. And so those and those relationships that started back then, it's been growing and growing. And in fact, I'm here right now sitting at the airport, so you'll hear all kinds of kids crying and people announcing. But, and now I run around and kind of make sure that our GM relationship's good and that our other events are good and that our team is good. But these little fortunate things, I feel like they were so lucky. We just lucked out, just totally fortunate. And so one of them was just that, one of them was the Coca-Cola account. What a fortunate thing. I mean, the guy that got me the account, his name is Ron Vogt. What a fortunate deal. And then when they finally decided they didn't want us anymore, and they said, hey, that's enough. Well, then suddenly, instead of me being exhausted 24 hours a day, all of a sudden I was able, when they said goodbye, I thought it was the worst day ever. Well, it ended up being the best day ever because we were able to focus on our core business, and that instantly made it grow. So, man, I got to tell you, it's been fortunate. Now with Barrett Jackson, you mentioned that. I started going to Barrett Jackson just to help people. They used to unload cars at Barrett Jackson in Scottsdale in the dirt, and I'd be there and I'd go help people pull cars off their trailer and wipe them down, and I'd make friends. I love cars, so I'd go out there, make friends, help people get their cars dialed in, and then I'd earn the business, and then going up on stage sometimes with the cars, people go, hey, Adam, I saw you on TV. Isn't that cool? It's like, oh, yeah, it's cool. But we really made a lot of really great friends, and eventually we became the official detailer for Barrett Jackson. So now, we send a staff of 30 people to each of the shows, and another just lucky break, man. It was just total fortunate that we ended up with a situation like this, that we were able to sort of go ring the bell in front of lots of people and have a really big, sort of a setup at these events to look way bigger than we are. We're totally bluffing, but it's cool. We're fortunate, and our little business has grown up like crazy, and we've got an incredible team of people that are pushing it forward really, really well. So again, lucky. You're talking to a lucky guy right now, brother.
Adam's Polishes. We like cars. We love clean cars.
Yep. You know what else is funny? Another thing we say a lot, which is funny, we're sort of the humble servant of car care. We don't sit there and say, hey, look, we're so great, we're so awesome. We say, hey, how can we help you? Hey, what are you fighting right now? I'm fighting these swirl marks. I'm fighting this. I got this pet odor in my car. I got the blue jeans stain on my tan leather. Like, we're not here to just tell you that we're the greatest chemicals in the world. We're here to say, hey, can we help you? How do we help you? And I think that humble servant type mentality has been helpful for us because, people are really open to ask us questions. We got this crazy forum called Adam's Forums. On our own enthusiast forum, Adam's Forums, we have like 16 or 18,000 customers now. There's 16 or 18,000 people that are on there, and they're talking about their car care, stories, and they're helping other customers get perfection achieved. And I mean, what a cool thing that all these people are out there doing that. Like that is crazy that we've created this buzz that people feel like they'll spend their time helping other people get the wax off the plastic trim of their F-150 or the front lower valence on their BMW to get the black fading to be back to dark black again. Like just the craziest things. People are out there talking about it and helping. It's pretty dang humbling. It's cool. And we say we're the golden retriever of car care. We kind of lick your face. We're that friendly, happy, helpful. Hey man, what do you need, man? We'll do it. Sure, yeah, bring your car over here. I got a problem with this. Where's your car? Bring it over here. And people always like look at me, kind of cock their head. What? I'm like, bring the freaking car into my booth right now. Let's get after it. And people love that. They feel so like you're gonna help me like on my car, fix my problem. Like right now, if you can get it here, damn, okay. And they do. So it works out pretty good.
You guys meet like every saying, when it comes to passion, you'll never work. Good luck is opportunity meets, preparedness. And then I think just about customer service. And like what you're saying is, listen, we'll lick your face. It'll smell good. It won't smell like a golden retriever. It's going to smell like a polish. But we're gonna lick your face. We're gonna make a friend, and your passion goes down to your employees. Your employees spread that passion and that love for car care with the consumer, and so the consumer is like fired up about car care. And it's funny because right now I wish you could see this place where I'm at. My house is under like a complete and total remodel, and I've got dust everywhere. And my wife will be like, I washed your truck, I took it to the car wash, and then I'm like, that's awesome, but it's going to be so filthy so fast. I feel like I'm the perfect guy right now. What's like a general car care? I mean, what are you seeing out there? I feel like how do you keep it separate from a perspective of, you've got like, do you treat everybody the same? We got high-end cars, we got low-end cars, we got guys that, just the regular consumer that's going to walk into his Cadillac dealership is going to go to a car show and go to Good Guys, go to Barrett Jackson, something like that. And how do you guys teach that guy? How do we teach the C10 Nation, here's the best way to kind of take care of your car and your automotive car care needs?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Everybody's car that they're excited about, they're enthusiastic about, is their baby. So there's no one baby that's better than someone else's baby. I mean, man, when I had my Mustang when I was in high school, I mean, I might have had 10 pounds of Bondo on it, but I mean, I loved that car. And when that had a problem, that was my focus. My entire focus was that. So I was just out of this Corvette event at the Speedway here in Iowa. And bottom line, there were guys with beat up old crappy Corvettes. There were guys with brand new ones. There was everything under the sun, and everyone had an issue that caused them some unrest, right? That bummed them out, that pissed them off, and made them think, this is the thing that I want to fix. I want to fix this stain on my seat or this scratch on my windshield or whatever, And so every single person, when they bring their item that they want to get resolved to us, there's no like, oh, because you have an Aston Martin. Oh, well, you're important. Your problem's more important than the guy with a Mitsubishi Evo who wants the swirl marks off his black, finish. They're the same thing. Everybody wants to get their solution identified. And to be honest with you, people spend the same amount of money whether they're super wealthy or not. Because we're not selling super, super crazy expensive stuff. Our average order is $110. So it's, the guy with the Evo can afford it, and so can the guy with the Aston Martin. So when it comes to like, one guy being better or more than anybody else, that's just doesn't really come into play in our business. Everybody's got something ready to go, and we're gonna, hopefully get $100 out of your pocket, no matter how deep your pockets are. So that's the deal there. When it comes to car care, and you want to know, hey, how do I keep my C10 dialed in? I can tell you about how I do mine, because I've got a 1972 GMC Jimmy, and I found it in Fort Worth, Texas. This old dentist had it, kept it in his airplane hangar, so it's got original paint on it, and I love this thing. I mean, it's awesome. It's a absolutely wonderful piece of time capsule, and keeping it great. Once your vehicle is nice and detailed and it's already been done, keeping it great's the easy part. And I got lots of videos for getting it great. Using a polisher to get all the swirl marks out and shine the paint up with every bit of its potential. But bottom line, once you have your vehicle dialed in, it's so easy to maintain. Once you have it dialed, you got this stuff called detail spray. It's this pink stuff. It smells wonderful. You got these super plush, beautiful polishing towels, and they're just super thick and juicy and nice. Bottom line, you just spray a little detail spray on, give it a little wipe. Once your car's knocked down, your maintenance is, unfortunately for my business, simple. And you don't need a lot of products. You don't need a lot of different things to maintain perfection. Getting it there is the work. But, man, a little detail spray before a show, knock out the paint, the glass, the chrome, and then, hit your tires. Make sure you do your tires. Make sure you get all the junk off your tires. If you're using any kind of high silicone crap in your tires, man, how nice is it to have your tires not totally dirty you every time you get near them. Use our tire and rubber cleaner and get all that old silicone stuff off, and put some silicone-free water-based tire shine on there, which is what we have, and that'll gives it a little more natural, a little more real look. And gosh, there's so many different things. When you think about C10s, our guy Calvin Andrews, you might know Calvin. He's got himself an absolutely beautiful C10. That guy, him and his grandpa built that truck, and talk about a gorgeous, gorgeous truck. You look into his truck. He's probably got $100,000+ truck, and they're polishing the aluminum, making it all perfect. So there's a zillion steps that we could get into and take up your whole radio show. But when it comes to just maintaining your stuff, if you're driving your C10, if you're showing your C10, those are all different. These are all different things, and it would require slightly different processes. I guess the easiest thing would just, if you got a question, shoot it to me. I'll take it personally if you want, shoot it to me at adam@adamspolishes.com, and I'll answer it. But otherwise, we've got I've got a couple hundred videos on YouTube on trying to accomplish every single type of finish, polished stainless finish, the aluminum trim finish, the anodized grill finish, the polished wheels, factory hubcaps, whatever. I've probably got a video on exactly what to do to make sure and maximize the potential of each one of those sort of parts, if you will.
One thing you brought up that is really kind of cool is my son just got his first C10. He got a 66. It's a GMC. But you know what? The first thing he did, and you earlier you kind of mentioned it with your Mustang, and even for me as an adult now or looking back, how good does it make a guy feel when he gets a couple hours he can spend? And the first thing my son did, he got his grandpa's truck home. He took a bunch of stuff out of the bed and he washed it. And it was like the first thing. And it's like, okay, I'm going to start with somewhat of a clean slate. And that's when I kind of hear you say that, it's funny when you drive a truck or a car, and then you decide, I'm going to sell it, and you put all this time and energy into it, and you get it, and you're like, you get it to a certain point, and you're like, son of a bitch, this is a nice car. This is a nice truck. Why didn't I take care of this more? And it gives you such a feeling, I think anything clean, your house, your yard, whatever, but your car, your truck, when you get it to that point, you really don't want to lose that level. You're trying to maintain that and stay with it because it does look and feel so good to drive and so good to look at.
Well, it's funny you touched on a few things, but first, going out and washing your truck or washing your car, I always say that is therapy. That's what that is. You're selling therapy. We sell therapy like crazy. We are in the business of zoning out in your garage. You have a beverage or whatever, and you're chilling out, and you have instant gratification of making your stuff shiny and beautiful, and that is totally therapeutic. For me, it's been a life mission, but it's definitely been my therapy for my whole life, is chilling out like your kid just did with his first C10. That's awesome. Well, and then having that time, if you do have that time to go dial in your stuff and to make it cherry, I mean, what a bonus. And then, like you said, like when you have friends over, that's always when your house gets the cleanest. That's like selling your vehicle, right? It's just a bummer that you always clean up the worst pain in the butt crap before your friends come over. Well, that's when you finally do that, detail out the wheel wells and the engine compartment of your car that you're going to sell, because you're going to get a few more shekels for it. But I mean, I kind of maintain all my vehicles in a way that they're ready for sale. And it's funny, I just sold a killer, this old 1995 Ford F-250 with a 7.3 liter diesel motor in it. The old heavy, thick steel motor, just a bulletproof motor. I love that thing. But detailing it out, I just kept detailing it after I bought it a couple years ago, and detailed, made it more cherry. And then somebody saw it, and I was like, hey, I think I'm the guy for your truck. I'm like, oh, really? Same thing happened to my 73 Bronco. I just detailed that thing and detailed it. So I was constantly in a state of like inviting friends over, by just constantly cleaning my stuff up more. And eventually some guy called me on that too. Hey, I saw your Bronco. How much are you going to charge me for it? Because I'm buying it from you. I'm like, wow, really? But having that, so I won on both of those because I got the chance to detail them and to get all the therapy out of it. So I saved my therapy bills by a major amount, and I probably made a few shekels on these cars that I sold. So it is kind of a therapeutic thing. I agree with you 100%.
Well, I know why you cleaned up that diesel, because you got that new GMC, that Power Stroke. You traded that sucker out for a nice Duramax.
Yeah, that new truck. We do quite a bit of business with GM, and they gave me this deal where I was hard to pass on, to be honest with you. So they said, hey, you probably need a new truck. And I'm like, no, I got an old truck, like Sam Walton at Walmart. That guy, he died with a 30-year-old red pickup truck. And I thought that was cool. That was high marks for integrity to not, he could he could have the most expensive helicopter in the world, but he drives a 30-year-old beat up and faded out truck. Like, that's kind of cool. So I always thought that was kind of cool. But the new truck, they say, hey, you're kind of representing us a lot. You're showing up to these meetings. You got your Ford diesel pickup parked in the parking lot. Like, come on. I'm like, well, I got a 72 GMC. Like, they'll drive that. It's hard to drive all the time, that thing. So anyway, I ended up getting a new GMC pickup truck, and I got rid of all the chrome and made it all white. It's kind of badass. I really do dig it. So yeah, that's why. You're right. You got me. I'm driving new stuff now.
No, that's that truck is it's sexy as they get. I think it's a pretty rad truck. I think like you said, the therapy and the key to me is not only is it therapeutic, but if we can save you, the listener, some time because of all the different products that they offer. So for me, I'm bad. I am. I mean, it's ironic because at work we wash the fire truck all the time. Sometimes I feel like we're going to wash the damn thing so much, like we're going to wash the paint off of it. But over the course of, we just really try to maintain the trucks. Now I'm getting paid to be there, and we want the trucks to look good. And like you said, you're representing not only Adam's Polishes, but for the audience, we just want to give you the opportunity to look at all these different products. And I really kind of dove in and looked at all your YouTube stuff. You guys have done, we talked about your social media. You guys have absolutely done such a phenomenal job of not only the branding, but if you guys have any questions, you just go online, you go to YouTube. Adam's got a video right there of pretty much every product between the website, YouTube, social media. Hell, there's even an Instagram, I'm a Adam's Polish Addict account that I saw that that has a ton of followers. And Steve Flanders, who is co-owner of Brothers Trucks, he even commented when I told him I was doing this show with you. He's like, that's the only shit I use. That's it. And this guy lives and breathes cars. I mean, that's his life. So let's go to YouTube. I know I'm all over here, and we don't have, a ton of time. YouTube. What can you tell us about? I mean, I want to push my audience. I want them to go to Adam's Polishes. I want them to check out your YouTube stuff because you guys, you're doing it. You're in the garage. You're in the shop. You're showing us how to buff a scratch out, buff a swirl out. You guys are really smart about showing us what to do.
Oh, buddy, you're way too kind. But I'll tell you what, that's our business. That's what we do for a living, and that's how we live. And if I can really articulately show how exactly to accomplish something that's a frequently asked question, then man, I'm doing it. That's my deal. That's what we do. We are here to help in making sure that people possess the right understanding and the right information and the right product. And then, of course, it's not just a product. You know what it is? It's a process. It's the right applicator with the right polish. It's the right microfiber towel to remove the residue. It's the right scrub brush with the cleaner. It's all the right combinations of those products. And then just a little tip, just enough that you're successful. Honestly, we sell some pretty awesome stuff. Is there other stuff out there that's good? Absolutely, there are. There's lots of good products out there. Lots of good companies out there. But I think that one of the things that sets our little deal apart is going to be that we're going to give you education, an applicator, the right chemical, and then the right towel, the right scrub brush, or whatever, so that you'll have just enough education and just enough combination of product with tool that your success rate is really high. And I think that, we get obviously we've been super fortunate, and yeah, we have a pretty strong following on the social media front, but I think that really some of the basic stuff is just that, man, if you're going to use our detail spray, you're going to love it. But guess what you're also going to love? You're going to love the fact that the towel that we offer with it is so stand up. It's such a fully plush and premium program that you're going to be like, oh man, this is great. Well, was it the towel that was the most awesome thing in the world, or was the detail spray? Well, it's kind of the 1 + 1 = 3. So we've been fortunate that works out good. The YouTube videos are very helpful because chances are I filmed a video that answers the question that you have. And I can tell you can call me, hey, I'm trying to get this bird crap stain off my paint. I see it stains it a little bit. What do I do? I mean, okay, that's one thing. Well, guess what? We've done a video on that. We've done a video on all these different things. But if I tell you, it's one thing. But if I show you a video, boy, are you educated. Then you really understand. Then you're like, oh, he scrubs it like that. Oh, you take the polisher and you put it on that speed. Or you go slowly across the panel, not quickly with the orbital polisher. So those basic tools help just the average weekend warrior in the garage get pretty good results with a quick, DIY education and a couple of products that probably have a pretty high chance of success because, we kind of troubleshot it. We went through it. We figured it out. We got the right one in your hand so that you are probably going to be successful achieving the goal you're hopefully going to achieve in as few steps as possible, easy as possible. So anyway, that's kind of our deal. Those videos sure help. They really help people achieve the goals they're trying to achieve.
I think it also saves you a ton of time so you can continue to do what you're doing. You're beating the streets, you're hitting it hard, you're working it. And, it's like, hey, here, go to this video and, you can knock out. And honestly, for me, YouTube is like crack. I mean, it just, once you get in, you continue to have more options and you get sucked in because you're like, hey, I wasn't thinking about that, but that's another topic that's going to come up next. And so I want to watch that. And then I want to watch this. And then I get more enthralled with it. And for you, it's saving you time. I mean, I know on the front side, it's a little bit of work, but it's a gift that keeps on giving because you're giving to your consumer, you're giving to your customer, you're giving to somebody who's potentially looking at it. And, most guys could say I'm sitting at home drinking a brew nanny, but you're out, friggin' interacting with GM or doing what you're doing with that free time that you freed up. So it is kind of a good process for you.
Been lucky as heck, definitely been, I've hit more than I've struck out, it feels like, that's for sure. Feels pretty, feels like we're fortunate.
Okay.
Feel blessed, brother. That's the fact.
That's good. That's good. I've got Adam for 20 more minutes, and he's got to get a flight. So we're squeezing this one in. I'm going to go through some quick ones that I highlighted, kind of a speed round here. Patina. What can you tell our guys about patina? It's so popular within the trucks. I think it's a little bit in the cars, but definitely into the trucks. How can we take care of our patina?
Okay, patina's alive and well. My truck, my 72, which was incidentally built October of 71, which is exactly when I was born. So I love that truck's as old as me, and it has definitely lived better than I am. I'm a little road hard and put up wet, but this is not. This patina, detailing patina, is critical. Keeping the patina there is one thing. Now, do you want to polish what can be polished and let the rest go? There's lots of different levels of patina now, right? It's not just, oh, you found a truck in the middle of a field, and then you took the body and put it on a brand new chassis, and all of a sudden you have a Roadster Shop pickup or a Ring Brothers pickup with a patina fenders on it. Well, that's one thing, but you get my drift. Patina is not a single thing anymore. Now you can break patina into, sort of pseudo patina. There's people that fake patina all the time now, saying, paint a truck 9 colors and then sand through it a bunch of places, and boom, it looks like it's old. Well, kind of. And but maintaining that is something different. For me, polishing what you can polish and then letting the rest be, that's kind of how I roll with the patina. So polishing your factory paint, especially when it's going to be a single stage paint, you polish that very carefully with a white polishing pad. You polish that with some correcting polish and some finishing polish combined. And you get that paint not too shiny, not too ridiculous, but you get it so that you're not going to take too much of it off. Because, when patina is there, it's a lot of times it's paint falling off. You want to be careful. You can polish out and make shiny whatever paint is there, and then go nuts on your chrome. Use 4/0 steel wool in our metal polish if you have some patina on your chrome, if you want to make it look just awesome. Only the totally gone rust stays. Everything else looks like new dimes. Anyway, the maintaining patina is about leaving whatever paint is going to stay on there. Making sure that you don't use aggressive measures to clean or polish. Because, sometimes you can have a pretty good looking patina. You take a bumper to it with a compound and suddenly, oh no, what happened? My cool, awesome original patina just got overly cleaned off or removed, So you don't want to, patina took decades to get. You want to love on that patina. I know I love on mine, and just make sure that you don't overly polish it or overly eliminate it, because it's something that's now part of the truck, and people are paying extra for patina. So even if you think patina is not that cool, well, go to Barrett. The original stuff, the patina is taking as much money as the all perfectly restored stuff. So I mean, there's big money chasing patina. So maintaining it, keeping it, don't over detail it. That's what I say on patina. And then using something that's, if you have a perfect finish and you're totally all about keeping it perfect, use a ceramic coating. The ceramic coating will keep the condition of whatever the condition's in pretty consistent. Okay, that means if something's super oxidized, then ceramic coating is not it. But if you can polish what's there and ceramic coat it, that'll maintain the patina, and it'll maintain the paint in the state that it's in right now. And that's kind of a great way to keep your patina alive, and also keeps it easy to clean, keeps it so that you don't have to, worry about it oxidizing further. I did the ceramic coating on my 72 GMC, and I did it 2 years ago, and it still looks. I polished it within an inch of its life and did that. There's buff throughs. I have burn marks in this paint from where the paint just got so thin. I didn't put it in there, but I know that the paint's thin, so I knew that I was going to be super careful doing that polish out and that detail. Well, once I ceramic coated it, my patina is just right. It's right where I want it, and that'll stay there for years. I hit it with a little bit of a ceramic boost every month or so just to keep it alive. But man, it works well, and it looks so consistent. Beads water like ridiculous, and makes it really easy to sort of enjoy that patina in sort of a secured, stabilized state. Fair enough?
Absolutely perfect. Sounds like you're sealing it in, ceramic coat, shine everything around it, especially the chrome, the polish, clean everything up, and just let that patina hold tight. A couple more here. Land of the 3-minute car washes. What do you think about, we can just go through a 3-minute car wash, boom, boom, boom. Is that good to get things started, or do we just don't, avoid the chemicals and what they're using there?
You're talking about the drive-through tunnel wash?
Yeah, they're in Arizona. They are everywhere right now. Everywhere. They're so popular. I mean, literally everywhere. There's a 3-minute, 5-minute, $4 car wash.
Well, anytime you drive your car through an automated process, that's not really they're not really kind to your vehicle. The chemicals aren't kind. The machines, those big giant things that beat your car as it goes through. I'm not a fan of an automated car wash. Also, if you have an old vehicle and you have like an antenna that doesn't go down, or a mirror that bonks, those are all things. And, I'll be honest, if you wanted to drive my 72 through a car wash, I'd get wet inside of it because the gaps are so big between the windows and the K5 top. It's like it would soak me, so I'd be screwed. But that the automated car washes are way less than ideal. But you know what is ideal? The pay and spray. You go do the pay money, pick up the wand, you blast off your own car. If you've got something, or your own truck, your own SUV, your own Jimmy or Blazer or whatever, bottom line, you can blast off the nastiness, and you can get really good results with a foam. You can foam it, you can blast it off, get the majority of the dirt off, and you pull it out on the other side. Get your waterless wash and a waterless wash towel or a drying towel out, and you can go over and then do the detail there. Well, guess what? Now you just didn't have to put any of the nasty chemicals in your car. You didn't risk snapping off your antenna or breaking your windshield wiper or messing up your mirrors. All those things that happen in a drive-through car wash. And those things that just beat your car. You don't want to do that to your car. It's ideal not to do that. Much better, blast it yourself, pull on the other side. Then you will be looking better, you'll be more detailed, and you will also, I think you'll be a few bucks ahead.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so a couple more here. What's something our dads have taught us that's all wrong?
Yeah. My dad was really didn't like the fact that I was detailing cars in high school, and, he was like, well, where are you going to go to college, son? My dad's an educator. He's got his PhD. My mom also has her PhD. And here I am detailing cars. They're like, well, what happens if you break your hand? You're not going to be able to do this forever. you're not going to be able to, you're going to use your hands forever. What if you break a hand? What if something happens? What are you going to do? How are you going to make money? I'm like, I don't know, Dad. Well, he said, son, you'll never detail your way to success. And I thought, well, Dad, I don't know. But I don't know if he's 100% right or wrong. But at this point, I'm going to say, I love my dad. He's my best friend. He's awesome. And his enthusiasm for cars got me into it. But I don't think he was quite right about me shining my way to success. I'm feeling pretty okay on that path.
Well, and ultimately, like you said, and we talked about, it's the passion. You followed your passion. You were able to create somewhat of an empire from the perspective of auto care detailing. If you would have ever thought you would be at Barrett Jackson, GM, and everything that has unfolded because of your hard work. I'm trying to look through a couple questions here. I'd say common mistakes, but that probably would eat up the rest of our time. Let me go to my email. So we had probably about a dozen emails once I posted it up that we would give us your questions. So I'm going to read one of them off here. Does washing really wear down show paint? I've heard at car shows people say, I never wash it, only wipe down and polish the wax. In my mind, I feel like, well, then you didn't really get a good show paint, but do you feel like you can overwash your car or truck?
No, that's crazy. You call that one just a piece of bad information. People say, oh, you're going to wash the paint off. Like, no, you're not. You can waterless wash your car every single day and not take any of your clear coat off. You can bucket wash your truck all the time. The only thing about bucket washing when you have an older vehicle with a lot of steel is that you put a decent amount of water into it, and you can eventually have the potential, a little bit higher potential for rust. So I mean, if I didn't have to always put water on my C10, I'd rather not, because the fact is, I have an old truck, not updated, not all perfect, and therefore, certainly if I put water on some of the little bits of rust, I can turn it into lots of bits of rust. So, but besides that, no, that's BS.
Okay. Common mistakes. Let's see if we can fit that one in. What's some common mistakes guys make when you see them? More so classic car than a newer car, like something to take care of their car.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that I see that's an epic mistake and just causes a lot of damage is using a California duster. Those things just cause so much damage. We have so many people that, well, I polished my car all the way, look how perfect it is, and then all of a sudden they got these scratches. They just showed up again. I'm like, okay, what's that thing in the back seat that's got all kinds of dirt all over it? Oh, that's my California duster. Like, ooh, well, that's those are painful. So the dusters, car dusters in general, they're just, they cause a lot of damage. It's an easy way to scratch up your car. The next one is the cheap microfiber towels that you get from Costco or Walmart or any of those big box retailers or even auto parts stores, those cheap yellows or blues or greens, whatever.
I have a stack of them.
Those really, dude, those are for cleaning. I always say there's two things they're good for. One, cleaning exhaust tips. If you have really crappy exhaust tips, then use them for that. But otherwise, you can check your oil with them, and that is all they're good for. Don't use them. They scratch your glasses. I mean, they're made in China. They're just the bottom of the barrel when it comes to microfiber, and they cause so much damage. And we have so many customers call up saying how they damaged their car and what did they do? I just wiped my car down. I got a brand new towel. I'm like, where'd you get them? Oh, I don't know. They're the good microfibers. I'm like, oh yeah, the good microfibers. Is that the one with the tag hanging off? Oh yeah, it does have a tag. Oh yeah, I'm sure that didn't scratch. Well, how about the 4 little corners that have to melt to not unravel? You have 4 little rocks in your towel. You think those might have hurt? Oh yeah, I feel that. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, don't use cheap microfiber on your good paint. Don't use a duster. The dusters cause so much damage. They really do. They're not worth it.
Okay. Last one. It's kind of a loaded one, and then I got 2 more for you. So this one's going to be, my question for Adam was, what is the best at-home kit he can recommend for overall classic truck cares? Essentially, what should we have in our detail bucket at home just to get them started? Let's just say get them started. What's, what bucket should they buy, or what 4 products should they get in with, money, considering, hey, this is what I can afford. This is what I want to do.
Yeah. Tell you what, that question depends a lot on if you're bucket washing or waterless washing or detail spraying. But I'll tell you that our number one selling kit is our Essentials Detail Kit. Essentials Detail Kit. You do that. That's a real good, strong intro to our product line. And that really has a lot of the basics: the wheel cleaner, the tire cleaner, the detail spray, the tire dressing, all the different little things. And it has some Brilliant Glaze in there. So Brilliant Glaze is one of the products that you're going to love the most. Basically, it's something that you slap on with a microfiber applicator, total liquid. It's a glaze you apply to the paint, glass, and chrome. And man, you knock it off with a micro towel, and you are looking at like just such a great finish and such a little bit of effort to get there. So that's also in that kit. I guess the other things that you want to make sure and have in your arsenal, you want the detail spray. It just adds shine easily, it doesn't streak. The waterless wash is what I use a ton because I don't wash with water as much as I do the waterless wash. And the waterless wash towels, that combination of those two, so critical. They go together so well. If you got any polished metal, it'd be really tough to beat our metal polish just because it's really fine and it's not meant to restore super wasted stuff. But on all the stainless trim and on all the aluminum, the grill and all those different things, gosh, it works well with very little effort. So those are the things I'd say are well worth adding to your arsenal. But the top seller, can't say anything about the numbers, the quantities of the essentials detail kit that we sell.
Okay. Bring it on home. You mentioned Calvin Andrews, good dude, good friend. Met him a few different times. Big C10 guy, supporter of C10 Talk, listens. He said, I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'm going to interview Adam. He said, bring up our first Barrett Jackson and Wolf Creek Pass. So I know where Wolf Creek Pass is. My mother-in-law lives in Durango. So what happened?
Oh, buddy. Well, the first time we met was at Barrett, and I walked up to him. I started looking around his truck, and I was just massively impressed. What a clean build. So I walk all around his truck, and, I see something. I'm like, hey, try this. Here you go. Wow, really? Yeah. I go, listen, you've done this much work in your truck. You're a customer of mine now. Whether you're going to buy my stuff or you can have it for free, but you are such an insane perfectionist. You're using my stuff from now on. So I ended up giving him all kinds of stuff at that day, and we became pals. And now he actually works events with us. He's just awesome. That's one of the guys, mega high integrity. His wife, Kaylee, they're going to have a baby pretty soon. And just an awesome guy. But him and his grandpa, what a story. Him and his grandpa built this truck together. And it's like $100,000+ build, and they probably built it for $30,000. So it's one of those things where the guy's amazing. Well, speaking of having him work for me, I took him up to, I said, listen, you want to go with me? We're going to go to Barrett Jackson. So we were driving to Scottsdale. This is many years after I met him. Driving to Scottsdale, and the road's closed. We're on our way on the I-25. We're heading down. We're passing all these blown over big rigs, 18-wheelers that are blown over on the sides of the road from this crazy windstorm. This was January of last year. So we're like, oh crap, this sucks. And we have a low trailer, so I'm like, we're low and we're heavy, we're fine. Well, guess what? We are turned off the highway. The highway patrol is like, nope, you're not going through. Tough, you're done. Get out of here. I'm like, no, that sucks. So we turned around. We found this back way. We found this back way. So we go up over Wolf Pass. Well, guess what? It starts dumping major. I'm in a two-wheel drive F550 with a 36-foot gooseneck trailer loaded to the hill. We were going up the hill, and there was literally 1.5 feet of snow on the road. We ended up in a tough spot. And I'll tell you what, we ended up in trouble going over this hill. We were almost at the top of this thing, and we are starting this fishtail. If I stop, there's no way I'm going to get going again. Again, 1.5 feet of snow on the ground. Middle of the night, dude, he and I didn't talk. We sat there and prayed. We're like, dude, this is it. This might be the one. We might be done here. This is like, can't see the road. It's dumping so hard. We're not sure we're going to drive off the highway. And we got over it, man. Thank God we got over. We got over. We went down the other side of the mountain. We pulled over and got pizza. And we both went, oh my God, can you believe we just did that? We so should have died just now. That is crazy. That was so freaking nuts. And I'm like, anyway, we sat there and just breathed this huge sign of just relief, but we didn't like take a breath for an hour and a half over Wolf Creek back. So that's the story for my home life, Calvin Andrews, who's so patient, and what a trusting guy. I mean, the guy almost should have jumped out of the truck and walked home. So treacherous.
Yeah, I'm thinking I probably would have had some beers, with that pizza and your ab workout from stressing out so much as you're trying to get over that pass.
It was terrible. It was hair. That was one of those things where, you're like, boy, I made a decision today, and it might have been the last the decision that cost me my life. Not many times in my life do I remember feeling that way, but this is one of them. So anyway, so that's the deal.
Well, I'm glad that you made it over Wolf
Yep.
Creek Pass. I'm glad that you didn't sell to Armor All and Clorox and Coca-Cola. Any last parting thoughts as you get ready to board?
Oh man, well listen, there's a therapy element to detailing that is so enjoyable, and enthusiasm. I love one. I'm getting my bag tag as we speak up on the airplane.
I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
So I'll attach so we can get a hold of you. Adam's Polishes. I'll include all the stuff at the beginning of the show. Have a great flight. Thanks for taking the time to tune in with us and check out. And thanks for your passion for not only automotive products but just cars and taking the time to talk to the C10 Nation.
Ronnie, I can't appreciate you enough. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Listen, I'll make sure I make an opportunity to get a nice discount to all your members. Where should I have them look to give you the code so they can come to your website and get a code?
Yeah, we can go to my website. We can put it out on social media. They can use C10 if they want. They can use C10 Talk. Get on that plane and I'll email you and I'll talk to the audience at the beginning of this podcast. So we'll have time to get all that info out. You guys have a good flight.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much, Ronnie.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, Adam. Take care.
Thanks, man. Bye.
All right, you guys. I'm still recording. I had to get off with him. I'll get with Adam. We'll get you a code, C10 Talk, C10 Nation, and we'll see what we can do there. Again, Adam and I, it's funny. I had scheduled this. We were going to make it happen, and then he got busy, and then we rescheduled it. I ended up having a funeral. A firefighter, a friend of mine, 25-year guy, he passed away, happens to have the funeral the same day that Adam and I were scheduled. And then he's just been on the road a lot. Just lately, just kind of give you guys an idea, Montana, back to Colorado, I think California, some GM stuff there. And even Montana, he's going like all over the state. He'd even talked about maybe doing a phone interview as he's driving, from one part of Montana, south central Montana, actually where I'm from, up to like Missoula, Kalispell, all up in there. And then now he's in Iowa. I think he was in Indiana. You can follow him. You follow the Adams Polish. If you don't, you need to follow them. It's a phenomenal. They've got so much content, and their YouTube alone is just killer. So much stuff going on with that company. We're totally stoked that we get Adam, and that's really why I chose Adam, because if you think about it, there's a ton of car care companies out there. There really is. But when you meet Adam and you see the passion that this guy has, go on YouTube, check him out. So his social media, his Instagram is just ADAMPITALE. So Adam Pitali. And then Adam's Polishes is going to be their main one. Check those two out. There's actually Adam's Addicts, which is ADAMS_Addicts, Adam's Addicts. So there's a ton of different content out there. And we're going to get you guys some stuff. I know the guys that submitted the questions, we've got a mystery bucket coming your way. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. And I know the audio cracked a little bit in there but it's worth it because we got the content. We got to sit down with Adam. You guys have a great week. Late.